Hey guys, GunpleFan15 here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick little work in progress video of the 135 scale Unicorn Gundam bust. So I ended up going with a pearlescent paint scheme, more so for the white and the black. Also a little bit for the gold pieces, but I'll get to that in a second because I have an issue with that. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you what I've got accomplished so far. So all I've gotten done so far is just the base, as you can see here. Everything from the next step onward is for the rest of the main body. As far as the paint goes, the pearlescent white that I put on there, originally I had sprayed it with a gray primer, which is what I normally use, and when I put the white on there, it ended up looking a lot more silver than white. I'll stop it here for a second. Right down here, this big piece here, this is where I first did it at, and it was just silver. It looked a lot like this piece. So what I did was I got white primer, sprayed over that, because I did not feel like having to strip all the paint off. Sprayed it with the white primer, white primer, and then the pearlescent paint, and it came out a lot better. It's still kind of silverish, but I'm hoping that with the next pieces that I do, it'll just be, you know, the true pearlescent. I didn't bother changing this piece, but I kind of like the two-tone there. So, get back to it. The black is pearlescent black. It's kind of metallic, but it doesn't have the you know, the bigger metal flakes in there as with the regular metallic paint. So it's got a nice little shimmer to all of it. The copper is just Tester's copper, sprayed with a gloss coat. All this is sprayed with the Future. The silver on these pieces and, you know, these pieces around here, that's all sprayed with silver chrome trim from Model Masters. That came out really, really well. The metal pieces that I showed y'all in the unboxing is here on the sides, and this piece right up here. And the instruction manual, it doesn't tell you to use the metal pieces. They actually give you actual plastic pieces to put in there if you want to paint it yourself. But I figured they give you nice die-cast metal pieces. Why not use them? You know, save me a little bit of trouble as far as paint goes. So, put that in there. And these pieces on the side, it doesn't even tell you anywhere in the instruction manual to even put anything there. I just happened to notice them, and I was looking through reference pictures that I've been using, and I saw them on the sides. There's two other small little round pieces that look like they would go in like these slots. They fit perfectly in there, well, almost perfectly. They go in there, but a quick little tap and they'll just fall right out. So I don't know where else they would go because they're not in the instructions. But moving on, the LEDs I put in here. First time working with LEDs, and it took me a while to figure out the measurements. Now, what they show you in the instructions, move this off to the side for a second. When wiring, these pictures here, these are all actual, like it says, actual size pictures. So when you're wiring, all you gotta do is just take the different wires, put them up to here, and that's your measurement. It might be like a half, you know, centimeter longer or whatever, but you go off these and you'll be fine. Same reason with here too. So, I mean, I still use a ruler to get my actual measurements, but this works great. The wiring for all of them into the base, it does get a little bit busy, as in there's just a lot of wires down here for the base. This light here, which I'll light it up for you in a second, I don't care too much for, because the pieces on the side, right here, this little slot and then this little slot is the clear piece that you see, and this light doesn't shine very brightly enough for the two pieces, but you know, it is what it is. There's also another slot right here to put a light, but there's no clear piece there, so it doesn't make any sense. These LEDs right here do shine super bright, as well as the nameplate. So yeah, and it gives you all the wiring instructions for this. So, and at the bottom here, it does say test everything before you put, you know, the final cover on, which I'm glad I did, because when I went to turn it on the first time, nothing. I knew I almost came to tears. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Do not tell me all these LEDs are wrong, or I messed something up. I've got to take stuff apart. So I was fiddling around with the battery pack. I took the battery out, put the battery back in, kind of pushed on it a little bit, and then they all just popped on. So I was very happy with that. One other thing to mention too, this is the control switch up here. There's a little switch on the side. You switch on, turns everything on, and it's connected to this battery pack. But there is a mini USB port on the back, so if you wanted to use an AC adapter or something like that for it, you can do it to power it on. So, okay, other things to note. Oh, the gold here, it is a pearlescent gold, and I like it for the most part. It's definitely better than the gold that it came sprayed in, but it's still not quite what I had imagined. But you know, it's just these little pieces here. I mean, it does look a lot better in person, you know, going with the rest of the scheme. But I think when I get to the V fin, I'm gonna, you know, paint it an actual metallic gold, just to give it, you know, a little bit of a, what do you call it? I don't know. Just make it a bit different. Before I get into all the rest of that, I'll go ahead and turn this on for you. Like I said, there's a switch right here, and if you do use the batteries, down here at the bottom, the battery slot is open, so it's very easy to just pop the batteries out when they get low and put them back in. So all you gotta do is just flip the switch, and voila! There's your LEDs. Before I start spinning it, look from the top here. Nice bright here, nice and bright on the sides, but as you can see, not too bright here in the back. So, okay. Things to note. These pieces here on the sides that the gold is inside of, these big round pieces, even without painting, they are super tight going into the holes in the sides. So I would recommend doing a little bit of sanding beforehand, and even after painting, I would still sand a little bit. Like when I painted the silver pieces here, put it together, and I just sanded the inside of the gap, because I knew it wasn't going to show anyway, just to give it a little bit of extra space, and they went in. Still a bit tight, but it was good. This back here connected up to this piece, which I didn't realize when I was building this center section. So the sides of it were a little bit tight, so I had to force it to move a lot to loosen up some of the paint on there, because spin around, because this whole section can move. These pieces move, and this moves, kind of like that type of motion. So put it in there, and the whole thing kind of went like that, snap in place. And these have got to go in very tightly, otherwise it's gonna shift one way or the other, and you gotta just press them together, make it perfectly centered. Anything else I can think? Oh, I did apply the water slides, and they are very nice looking water slides. Kudos to this company. The only one that I had screwed up on, well, there's two. This one right here, I don't know what happened. I put it on there, and I was trying to center it, and it just got stuck there. So it is looking like that instead of perfectly straight. It's a little annoying. I may end up just taking it off, but for now I'm leaving it on. And then this one right here. I don't like very long decals because it's just hard to get a position perfectly straight, especially when they're very thin like that. So it is kind of lopsided as compared to this one over here. So, but other than that, the rest of them turned out really well. I may end up doing a little bit more detail painting. Like there's some pipes down here. I may paint those silver or chrome. Maybe a little bit up here, but anything from what I've seen from the pictures, anything from about right here is just covered up. So there's really no point. Same thing here. This is where the chest piece connects to. So again, not a whole lot of point there to do any more detail painting. Like I said, everything is in a gloss coat. I did panel line everything with a Tamiya accent color. So I think that about does it for this video, guys. Like I said, the next step is assembling the core, the cockpit. That's the next step in here. So we'll just go from there. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. As always, there'll be a link in the description to our Facebook group, Mississippi Gundam and Gunpla. Make sure to check that out. Alright guys, see you guys next time.